Back on DayZ in a very cloudy, hopefully, I think maybe it's going to be nighttime soon kind of server. We'll have to see. That aside, we do have some interesting new information today. I guess the update kind of information they sent out the other day, which I covered, which was actually kind of exciting, the details, drew a lot of response from the community just in regards to where the game's direction is headed and everything like that. So we do have a follow-up details from them for this one. And if we do have time, we also have more information on the Battle Royale type game that they're releasing coming. So again, to clarify some key points, private servers are coming. There's going to be a character wipe. A DLC pack has been announced for the game. Just to clarify, they have teased and hinted that it will pretty much be a new map in the game. So that seems to be the likely situation. So we'll have to wait and see what that's like. We'll probably cover that and review it when it does come out, obviously, because cover all the DayZ stuff here. And yeah, just we're gonna go over the new information and hopefully cover some of the other stuff here. Yeah, okay, new content. Here we go. So the question is, why not announce the upcoming features? The current development cycle doesn't allow us to communicate too far ahead as we keep our schedule flexible. They just don't want to build up kind of desires for things. That's honestly what that means, guys. They want to keep your expectations down because the community, let's be honest here, can actually get pretty hostile. Is there a base over there? Kind of looks like somebody built a base. I can't tell if that's just a tower or not. Anyways, yeah, so they're going to keep exploring things. They need to deal with unforeseen developments such as like duping or database related issues. That takes a lot of their time. And they're looking at what they can revive in the post-release period. However, sometimes the ventures are unsuccessful. Because you got to remember, they started from scratch after scrapping the engine so that they could do more intense things. So we'll see what happens there. They have teased some really cool things, though. They are, and this is something I have been complaining and whining and asking for, and other people have mentioned too, time and time again. They are looking at doing vaulting and climbing. That's right. So we're going to be able to vault like fences and stuff and climb objects. I would use the zombies as a sort of reference point for how that's going to look in the game. Again, no release on this. I don't think it's going to be included in 1.04. Is it going to get dark soon? I feel like it's going to get dark soon. We're going to have to switch things up, but let's take a look at this camp. But yeah, it looks like climbing and vaulting it's going to be a thing. That's what they mentioned. Oh, this is really cool. Toggle the opening. Can I get in here to unpack this? No, not really. This is a cool little base. Yeah, I quite like this. So yeah, vaulting is something I've really wanted to do. Just kind of going over objects, and climbing I think could make a huge difference. This is a really neat little fort. I'm sorry, I just want to stop for a second and say this is really interestingly designed with the attachments and everything. I wish base building was more accessible like this. It'll be harder with the, when the duping's fixed. So what are the gains and the consequences of the new engine? The core issues they faced were security and performance, highlighted both by the community and them. And those issues were never going to be fixed using the previous technology, and that's kind of why they moved to a new engine. It's very hard to forget, or very easy to forget, kind of the issues that were broken back in the day. And that's why they kind of, just want to remind people that it is a much smoother game, and they're going to continue working on performance. They want to break free from technical limitations. So they really had to redo everything. And, yeah. They underestimated the amount of work needed to dig, and thus they dug a hole too deep to get out of in terms of the content, as they lost so many gameplay elements, and they had to redo so many from scratch, losing features and variation along the way. And they had two choices: live with performance/security issues, slightly improve them while expanding gameplay, or go back to the drawing board, figure out a new baseline, but lose stuff in the process. And they chose the latter, clearly. This is a cool base, right? Like, it's all right. I'm just kind of standing here, just kind of like admiring this, because this is a neat setup, using the tents to kind of cover the extra spaces. We're going to take a look at that camp over there in a sec here. So feature parity with pre and post beta. That's the next kind of topic. While we wanted to get there, it is clear this isn't possible due to the above changes. And yeah, the pre-beta was an elaborate and extended alpha of the game, but we had to cut down to manageable piece for release. Ergo, why many features are in the post-release backlog. So it basically means they kind of promised too much in regards to starting from scratch, and they're not able to entirely deliver on that, but they're, I don't know, working on it or trying to over time. And yeah, so will the rest of the year only be about bug fixing? Bug fixing will be a priority. Stabilize the game for new content mechanics. However, they are working on new content for the core game. They're just not ready to specify any of the details at this point, which is kind of typical and not different from anything they said before. Incoming DLC and paid content features. The paid DLC mentioned in the status report isn't Survivor GameZ, which is the Battle Royale game that we've mentioned previously. It will be something different from that one, because you got to remember they are testing it. And it's just an alpha that we want to go into more details with if we have time to cover that sort of thing, but we're going to have to switch over worlds here in a sec, because this is getting too dark out. I don't really have room in my inventory to actually hold anything else. I just want to keep looking around the island, see if there's anything else neat. No features nor piece of the content will be behind a paywall. If anything, they will be released as part of the game, supporting updates to the game. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a new map. That's what I would really lean on, guys, in my opinion, with what I've seen them do. Okay, and now we are in a sunny place. But of course, there are bags and stuff. Is there a person right here? Oh no, that's just this thing. I saw items, so I just assumed. Cool. Just gonna swap this stuff up. So we have more info on the DLC kind of thing. They did mention that Namalask is not the official DLC as discussed in the status report. So whatever that is, I believe it's something we talked about in the past. That is not going to be the DLC, guys. Just so you know. Okay. Is it kind of glitched because it's a tent in a tent? Because I kind of wanted a little tent. That's interesting. Did they put a tent inside this thing? And also on that, there will be more features, more details on a later stage. Survivor GameZ is currently intended as a free alpha. They will consider it as an additional mode in the game. So yeah. And there will be a paid DLC at the end of the year. So I guess at the end of 2019, we're going to see the paid DLC. It's not Survivor GameZ. It's not Namalisk. Regarding that, we stand by our word. No previously promised features will be in behind a paywall. So it sounds like a new island. Sounds like a new area. And yeah, so that's that. We're going to go back to the main list. Any other cool little building spots around here? It doesn't quite look like that. Team changes, new leadership. So we talked about this. I didn't really care because that really doesn't matter too much to me. Yes, key people have left the team to venture to new territories, but their roles are covered mostly by people who worked on DayZ for years. Just some of them, I guess the people were very public. I really didn't know. What about limited communication over the past months? With the release of DayZ, we decided to focus on the communication of facts and avoid any over-promising. It resulted in a smaller volume of information, more open to speculation, but more accurate. I've never seen such vague, like, it's good they give us like details and info so I can do these videos and that, but I've never seen any other game developer ever, like, I've been doing like game like journalism and stuff for years. They are the most vague people I've ever seen. It's like, is this feature in the game? Maybe. Are we gonna expect this feature? I don't know, you'll have to find out yourself. What do you mean, just tell us? Okay, sorry. Our communication will keep evolving and improving this year and beyond. Cool. Private servers for consoles, we are preparing them in close cooperation with our partners, and we'll communicate more as soon as they solidify the specifics. So feel free to share your questions, because they are doing a frequently asked questions. That should be helpful, so make sure you get your feedback into the DayZ kind of development team, because, you know, that's going to help shape the game, and will be interesting to see what the costs and stuff will be like. And it's nice to see that you guys were interested in seeing a private server. I'll look at getting that set up. I'll at least do a review for it, If you guys want to help with that and everything like that, let me know. We can see if we actually get one running for a long time. I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see what the specifics are when it comes to cost and everything like that, right? Because as much as I love running DayZ stuff, I gotta look at how much it actually costs to do that sort of thing. Because it'd be really cool for the community, obviously, to have that kind of option, right? Because it is something people have desired for a long time. Is that a tent in the middle of the road? I will say I'm going to miss seeing all the tents everywhere and all the weird bases. I've definitely been having a fun time with those since they were, you know, the glitching kind of started. Moving past that, I do want to leave just a spot for kind of some of the video I took today. I went on a Fullerton loop place. This is in like Braggs Creek near Calgary. It's like an hour or so away from where I am. And I thought it was kind of cool, and yeah, I just like hiked the mountain. It was pretty intense and like quite steep, very steep, but it was cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave a spot for that. Cool, so I hope you kind of enjoyed that. I like throwing in just a little bit of video every now and then of what I'm doing. Just because, I don't know, maybe some people find it interesting or something like that. I mean, you can always skip it, I don't care. Won't break my heart, and the community tab page usually has, I don't know, I think some interesting photos. People seem to like it, so it's kind of cool that I get to share what I'm up to. Oh yeah, I forgot I've got a bag now, so I can actually keep that in there. Why do I have a smaller axe when I have a bigger axe? Really doesn't make any sense. Oh, I should have used the lamp when I was at night. Ah, cool. So the second part we're talking about today, which might go on for a bit, so obviously going to be running around in DayZ, as you can see. Oh, this was not a smart idea. I hope this works. I hope this kind of works. I trapped one in there. This was a very bad idea. So Survivor GameZ, that's the second topic we have today. That's the upcoming Battle Royale survival game. Crap. Oh my god, this glitchy broken game! They're gonna send out 5 keys. Look at that! Oh, why is it so glitchy? Why? It bothers me so much sometimes. Anyways. And before you blame me, I was clearly inside and the door closed, and I was stuck in the door, which is that glitch, which means they can hit you through the door and hit you, so I had to do that. So they're going to send out on the 22nd of July the first 5,000 keys for the alpha game. They have over 20,000 requests, and it's first come, first served, so hopefully I end up with it, because there's no NDA, and I'd love to, you know, show off what that has to offer. Okay, we're going to ditch. Just trying to think of what the best way to switch back to my gear will be, because I spawned right in the area where I died, which is good. We're just going to have to be smart about this. So the second wave of keys will be sent out 2 weeks after, and they're going to be answering a bunch of questions, which is what we're going to be covering, just kind of information-wise. This is going to be a PC through Steam game. Again, they've kind of talked about this potentially being a mode in the game, so we could see it eventually at the consoles if it's successful, if they include it in the game. I always suggested that it should be an extra thing. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right? Jesus! These are some of the most intense zombies I have ever faced in this. They are aggressive. Okay. Time to get Pepsi Cola'd. Sorry guys that we're distracted here, but Pipsy U. It's not Pepsi, my bad. Okay. And we're just going to patch that up, treat the wound, look around, make sure nobody's nearby. So yeah, PC through Steam. Some of the old Bohemia devs are involved with DC, consider it their weekend project. So it's like a side group, not the core DayZ group that I guess is working on this. Yeah. It's kind of cool to be able to go back and get my stuff, assuming it's not completely wrecked. Oh, it's ruined. And ruined. And ruined. I don't suppose I had anything. I don't think duct tape can bring stuff back from the dead. Well, I can equip this. Is it kind of weird that I'm like going over my old dead body? Yeah. It's a shame. I really liked all that gear. So we're going to have to see what we can salvage, which is not going to be much, obviously. We're going to have to go back to basics, guys. This is not good. For free, or it's not for free. For free. For now, it's free. But that could change over time. Is the helmet good? It is, okay. Scorpion to inventory. Yeah, and oh, I'm gonna die. Might as well go out swinging. Oh, that was disappointing. Anyways, yeah. 45 to 60 minutes, but it might change in a way for the matter of balancing, and that's how long the game will last. So about an hour-long match, that's going to be a little ridiculous, I think, in my opinion, but we'll have to see how that goes. They're keeping mechanics from DayZ and introducing Battle Royale moves. It depends on the player's perception whether or not it'll keep going. Zones will be the same in each game, however they might change as the game's developed, so expect a very similar sort of situation each time you go to play a match in this. Survivor GameZ. And they'll be adjusting a lot during alpha. Detailed instructions will be sent with the key, obviously. It's not possible to make direct adaptations, so they want to be true to the original event, but they want to do modern standards and kind of change things up. So again, 45 to 60 minutes for matches. You can call it the predecessor of the Battle Royale genre, game mode based on DayZ events, DayZ mechanics, and a competitive setup. It sounds interesting. Separate game mode. And all matches start in a circle, so exactly as the original events. There are protected cases with some utility loot in the middle, no weapons. There will be broken bones when your color explodes, as an example. That kind of sounds pretty intense. No need to pay for anything at the moment. There are 447 what? Oh. Will there be zombies, and if so, how many talking? 447 zombies will be available in the game. That sounds kind of cool. Yeah, zombies are an important part of the game. Everyone in a circle, smatty loot in the middle, but no weapons. We kind of mentioned that. Yeah. Loot distribution will be based on locations. Most skeptical person thinks it's fun now, so that's good. There's a heli crush on location. Check out the how to play section on the website. As for vaulting, climbing, it's not planned. Healing is streamlined. More information, I guess, during the registration. 3x2 km, I suppose, will be the map size. That's interesting. It won't influence or affect DayZ regular gameplay development, so that's good for people that are worried about the game. You know, potentially taking away from the development of the core experience. That will not be the case with it, so that's good. Yeah, not playing with another question in regards to private custom auto matches of it. So that's not out of the question. Yeah, so there will be zombies apparently, and they've improved the AI to be different for the zombies. So I guess expect a sort of different zombie type experience when it comes to that game, that mode of the game. And I want to get to the water to drink. It'll be a hardcore survival game at the start of the alpha. They're not scratching out the idea. A reward system is planned. Yeah, they literally say your color could explode. Again, the how to play section, we kind of went over that in the previous video, just kind of details about it. And kind of sounds, it does sound interesting, right? Experience, another picture. Lockpick will be present in the game, but just to lock doors, no sea chests or other simple containers. Yes, there's stamina. It's tweaked for the purposes of the competitive game. They aim for an open beta in the last days of August, if everything goes well during the alpha, and the future of it depends on the player's reception. So, I guess if you guys end up liking it, it could become the permanent part of the game, as we've been mentioning. And that will really be up to you, the people. You, the people. I give Gotham back to you. But, yeah, I mean, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on it. I think it sounds like a neat thing to maybe try out and see what, what happens with it. People like the idea of it. It's different, and I mean, it is something that people have been asking for a while in this game. And that's all the information we have today. I think I covered it all, at least the important details at the start, and then trying my best in the latter part with the, information on the Survivor GameZ thing. And cut me some slack. It's so sporadic. I mean, ideally, I'd have more time in a day to sit here and, compile notes and everything like that. But I'm underpaid, and that's just how life goes. But I hope you found this information interesting and helpful.